What is good? Hey y'all, hey. I got this incense going. It's called Black Woman. It smells so good. Shout out to the divine feminines out there doing the damn thing for the 2024 Gregorian calendar shenanigans. Because you know that's what it is, and there's always going to be some shenanigans. I've been having a very enlightened conversations lately everywhere that I've been traveling to, and one thing that's for sure is that people keep saying the same thing, and that is we have to get off this cycle. We have to get off this cycle. We have to get off this turn, this Monday through Saturday, Sunday through Saturday, Monday through Friday, Wednesday to Saturday, whatever schedule you work in this society, you have to kind of get off that mindset. And people know me for being free as fuck, and I usually dibble and dabble back and forth into corporate America when I feel I need to run up a bag. It's the quickest way to do it, in my opinion. And this is me just using my true efforts and my networking, just knowing how to move and shake and getting to know as many people as possible. For some reason lately, I've been directly catapulted into the laps of the organizers of a lot of events in the last couple of events that I've been to, which is insane to me. And it's because I naturally had attracted that behind the scenes energy. I prefer to shine behind the scenes as opposed to being in the forefront. And right now, I could say that I'm confident that I would like to push myself to do the opposite. People believe that I'm a people person. I'm the only person who doesn't believe that I'm a people person. It's funny to me, but I know that I do have a way with people. I had a customer years ago named Dr. Jordan down out in Little Silver, and he was the nicest man, and he said, you should really go into public service. You really have a heart for the people. And during that time, Wells Fargo, which is the company that I had worked for, was one of the banks that actually was open during a disaster. And sometimes when you're working behind the scenes, you don't imagine what a disaster really looks like, and you have the training on how to handle disasters, but you never really envision these things to actually happen and take place while employed for these companies. Let's be frank, right? So in my lifetime, just off the top, I thought about Hurricane Sandy. I thought about the blizzard of 1996 in New York City. And I thought about 2 earthquakes that I've been in, something else, and the pandemic, So it's really a testament as to what your soul can handle when shit hit the fan. How did you react that first time? What was that energy like? Did you immediately buckle and give in and just oblige with what was being told to you? Or did you sit back and say, hold on, let me wait this out and see how things unfold? And truth be told, just because I know science as a person with a science degree, I'm really sitting back and now realizing that a lot of people just jumped the gun and just did what they thought was necessary and got the shot. And it really confuses me because I had advised a lot of people to not get it, and I will say that boldly and proudly, very proud in fact, and not afraid to tell people that shit is shut down. If you don't want to sign this waiver, then we don't have a conversation. I've been let go from positions because I would not oblige with these concepts and ideas. And now present day, these things are unfolding and they're telling people we fucked up. We know we did. Think about the millions of people that now have defective DNA because they were a science project. Let's just be for real. And being someone who has taken multiple psych statistic classes, I do not trust Western medicine. I have never. I'm Caribbean. We are indigenous people who like to rock with the land. Why do you think our people were so immersed in herbs? Why do you think they invented the FDA? They just want a piece of our culture once again. That is not a new concept. It is not a new idea. It's really, how do you fit into that world for their ideas? How do you manage that unfortunate warm spot? Because I could tell you one thing that I love about being at festivals where Black and brown people are united is the peace that I receive from knowing everyone here is learning something. They want to learn something, so there will be no time for negativity or confrontation or shoot 'em up, bang bang. We're really here to change the world. I was in a room with world changers. When you invest, I don't care if it's $5, when you invest your time, which is technically free, allegedly, right? When you invest that time into anyone's course, when you physically commute there and sit in those seats, you have a different edge over the game. You really, really do. You're taking your life to another level in such a way that so many people stand up for. You have to realize that we're doing this for you. We're doing this to take it back to our communities and say, hey, this is really what I learned. I have so much information right now at my fingertips. It is fucking overwhelming. I did not want to do this. I don't need this. My life is beautiful the way it is. And the more that I think about it, the more that I see a lot of men looking for an escape. And you know where they escape? To the parks. I see more men at parks than women, which tells me that men are probably more at peace within themselves than women are present day. I literally walk up and down this row often, and that's all that's in the cars. There's always a man sitting out with one leg out the car, somebody's smoking weed, somebody's on their cell phone, and they got their cell phone in their hands most of the time and just scrolling and decompressing. It is the craziest, most thing I've ever seen in my life. The one thing that I would love to see more is no cell phones when people are walking. Like, I want to see people with cell phones in their bags, just away. You know, like looking at the Locks recent, concerts. Like, those songs were amazing vibes in the nightclubs. Like, I was one of those New York City club hopping kids who had no business being in clubs, because when I moved to the suburbs, they had teen night in adult clubs. So I was partying from like 14 years old. Like, I lived a different type of life when I moved to New Jersey compared to New York City. My parents in New York are most definitely not letting me go to teen night in New York City. Like, that shit is out. You sound crazy and I'm a Jehovah's Witness, you're bugging. Go sit your ass back down. Read a book. Do something. But you not doing that. But my brother probably could. I couldn't. And I think that's really what, changed that, because I knew what the strict lifestyle was like. I didn't know what the lifestyle would be like if I lived with my mom, who was always working, and I rarely saw her. So I'm really an independent woman. She's raised me to be this way from 6 years old. I knew how to wash clothes, cook food, iron, make shower, go to bed. Like, I knew how to do everything at a very young age. I may not have had to act it out, but I remember recipes and things that were taught to me from like 6 to 10 years old that I still may use to this day. So it's like, it's the simplicity of that molding, and this is what I really call the imprinting years. It's that age from 3 to 7, critically age 10, where your child is programming themselves with memories and concepts and thoughts. And this is why Inside Out is one of my favorite movies. I have to go watch the second one, because I watch this every year to remind myself of my feelings and how to compartmentalize people and even my feelings, and how those relationships bring me to certain feelings and mindsets. I was explaining to a friend that those critical 3 to 10 years, you program your child to be who they would be when that 33 year hits. Don't know what it is about the Jesus year, but as soon as that year hits, it's like your whole mindset just awakens to what you want and what you desire and what you deserve and who you want to be identified as on this planet. How you want people to see you, because instead of, oh, that's such and such's daughter, or such and such's son, or that's grandbaby, you live over there by such and such, right? Oh yeah, I know, all right, tell them I say, hey girl, all right. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And it's like, you sit here and really think about these types of relationships and these personas that people may have against you. And now these sugar granddaddies is on my heels. They know even my parents, because my parents were young, so it's like, I'm dating sugar granddaddies, but technically I'm dating people my parents' age. That's fucking insane. What? Girl, that's some creepy, weird shit if I thought about it. So y'all telling me I gotta go younger? Heard you. Because let me tell you something. The younger dudes is outrunning y'all. You hear me, dog? The younger dudes got that shit down packed. They are literally who I am when I first got started. And just having that 10-year redo, oh my goodness gracious, I could really make a true beast. Okay, give me 2. Like, let's do it again. Give me what, anyway. So, I'm looking at this guy's yard across from me. It had 1 sunflower, then 3 sunflowers. Now it has like 30 something sunflowers on it. I've literally watched it bloom over the last 2 months, and I'm learning so much about nature. And living next to this lady with a fucking forest next to us, you get to see different insects that come over. And I saw a hummingbird, and I remember the year before that I saw a hummingbird. And realizing that animals are traveling and migrating, plants are traveling and migrating, or evolving, or becoming in full bloom. Caterpillars are going into that cocoon phase. And what is it that you're stirring up in that moment? What are you doing in that cocoon phase? How are you becoming your most free self? What are you able to do in life and in love? How do you express that to the world and still walk in your divine alignment in life? How do you bring somebody onto the team like, yo, what's good? I'm tired of playing with you mens. I'm gonna start snatching y'all little asses up. That's probably really not politically correct. Damn. When I was in the hood back in the day, we could say that as a term of, you be careful. If you're not careful, I'm gonna take you to be my boyfriend, and you're not gonna be able to get away. Nah, I'm gonna snatch your little ass up. Keep playing with me. And it'd be like, blush, but whatever. Anyway, thinking about where I've come from, being on Staten Island, I try to go back there. Even if I'm not really checking for nobody, I'm just checking out new spots, new restaurants. I'm big into like juice bars, fresh juices, smoothies, all that kind of jazz, fruit bowls. So I'm always trying to check out those types of places. I love a good steakhouse. Argentinian spices is like my jam. I had some bomb steak in Costa Rica that I think was so soft. It was bomb. But you know, really just thinking about life and evolution, and you know, we have nests and birds, you know, creating their homes and their birthing station, their wombs for their lineage. And it's like, what are you gonna do and deposit in your womb? How are you going to fertilize that? You know, whether if you're planting MJ tree, you know, or if you're literally conceiving a baby, or if you're birthing a new project, or going back to school, learning a new trade, whatever that may be for you, you know, you really, really want to focus on that thing and allow your focus to create this metamorphosis, this cocoon phase, so that by the time you come out, you're back to that butterfly, that true divine you, that original you, that person that you knew that you always wanted to be. And psych, we would say you've achieved that self-actualization level, you know, to where you're your highest, most beautiful self. And I love it. You know, I feel like we should continue to push ourselves, continue to go all in on energy, you know, and really be thankful for our blessings and really understand what that may look like. You know, I always have my thoughts. You know, sometimes people really do give me a lot of evil eye energy, and some people really are out here wishing harm on me. But there are also a great amount of people who are still rooting me on, who have been with me since the very beginning when I dropped the past is in the past, so let it pass. There are people who have seen me evolve, and they're saying like, we love that you're just embracing who you are. You naturally glow because you glow from within. And that's the thing. I had to combat all of the pain and the hurt and the anxiety, and I'm a face your shit on head first type of person. Like, let's not sugarcoat it. What we gotta do? All right, cool, let's do it. If I need to compromise somewhere in between, cool, that's because maybe somebody else may be involved. But let's just speak about these facts. You know, I don't want to sugarcoat. I just want to get to the point. Sure, I may be offended. Sure, I may be hurt. But I'm going to give it to you raw. You know, I just thought about the Woo song. But it's just going to, you know, get to the point where you still always have to save yourself, and that's why that cocoon phase is necessary. So during these next couple of months, you'll see a lot of things unfolding, and it's going to be really important for you to keep your head on a swivel, to stay focused. Whatever it is that you're going to do next, just make sure that it makes dollars and cents for where we're headed next. You know, we're operating now on a 5D level. We're shifting from that 3D space to that 5D space, where sure, this may be our physical reality, but because so many of us are attached to these devices and sitting in our phones, that is another virtual reality. That's a whole different type of world. You know, so when people are coming up to me like, hey, Queen Goddess Hope, I'd be like, hey, who are you? You know, like, I'm embracing a persona that I've created that's now being recognizable, but at the same time, I just love the vibrations, because it just confirms that the people that I'm vibing with on the internet are actually that way in real life, which is abundant. You know, you want to be surrounded by like-minded souls. Naturally, you're going to collectively create that metamorphosis, that cocoon, that birthing canal, that womb energy, that new earth energy. We are trying to rise above. You have to honor that divine feminine energy. Too many people are not recognized as the divine feminine for who she genuinely is. And the sooner y'all add the number 13 back to these hotels, the sooner as we could get this shit cracking. And forgive these student loans, yo. Just get rid of all debt. If y'all could write your own debt and bail out y'all friends and give y'all friends billions of dollars to keep thriving when they should have fucking failed, bail the human population out. Let these people start from the bottom, and whatever they do on their own, whatever debt they fuck up and run up, whatever wealth they accumulate, let that be on them. And then that's the real determining factor of who is the separation of the sheep and the fucking goat.